Ladies and gentlemen, so welcome to another episode, not only of Wardal TV Show, but the third episode of How to Create Cinema and Theater, third part. And thank you so much, because was not supposed to do this third episode, but many of you contact me and they ask for this, for the third episode. Of course, you know that the ABC television from San Francisco is, I think, the best, or one of the best about television and about educational purposes, artistic purposes, so is the right place. So today I prepared quite a surprise for you. I think you will like it, because from a film that I'm shooting now. As usually I shoot 2-3 films together, etc. But this, I am fresh about this film, because we are shooting this film. I can't mention the title, etc. because it's until will be officially presented the film. But I can you can make an exercise with me of acting, okay? Of course, it need academic degrees from university too, etc. But also, apart the education, but everybody, means a lot of you, etc., have some feeling. So art is totally connected with feeling, emotions, etc. So I will try to be, in my explanation, simple, easy, and so after few minutes I will show to you a text that is a part of a script, the script of this film that I am shooting, and so you will see the page written, and I will play, so you will hear my voice, so it's voiceover, okay? Then I will make some comment, and then I will show to you a very short part of that scene, okay? And really is reduced also by frame, just for VAVC, because it's not is forbidden to show the complete scene until now, so you can see some framed, some is the scene framed, and is so short, just to show you the result in cinema directly, because the steps are the subject first, then after the subject is there are other steps. Then there is a script, and then the direction and the acting. Means really to make a theater of cinema is super difficult. Means the real cinema and the real theater, because you need a great actor and actresses that are very few. To be famous doesn't mean to be okay, to be good actor or good actress. And so means we have to go beyond the life. Means if the life tells to all of us something, if we are during in a film, means acting and directed of course and by the script, we have to go beyond the life to give emotion, etc. in theater and in cinema, of course. So it's extremely difficult. That's why a lot of productions are, unfortunately, I have to say, are no high class, not the real authentic art. So, and so, of course, all the artists, all the actors, the director, the goal is to reach the peak of the art by the spontaneous success by you, by the audience, by everybody, because we are one, we are human beings. So this, if everybody applauds, this is art, because means arrived emotions, meanings with emotions, and we communicate with the soul of the people. So in this case is the goal is reached. So we spend our entire life about that, and of course we continuously learn new things from the life and from our growing as artists. So I have to add few important things before to proceed about the surprise that I announced. So there are almost two methods of acting. Of course, the directors, they know very well that, but especially the actor, because we have to put that methods on our skin. Okay. So the most famous two methods are by Stanislavski and Diderot, that are opposite methods. Means Stanislavski proceed in a path and Diderot in the opposite path. So, in two words, what means the Stanislavski method to act? Means Stanislavski allowed actors or actresses to feel emotions during the acting. The emotion, of course, that are belong the character, of course, not emotion in the life, because life is super distant from theaters and cinema, okay? We are not anymore in life when we are acting, because we are not, we must, is a law, to be not ourselves, but a character. So Stanislavski is speaking about the emotion concerning the character. Diderot follow a super cold way. So Diderot saying you must be cold completely during your acting and just to play by rehearsal, a lot of rehearsal, but never to got to be emotioned during your personification of your role, okay? But I have to add something super important. That means when you prepare yourself to go on the stage, of course you take distance from yourself and your life, otherwise you can't act. But during all the performance, could be theater, could be film, doesn't matter, yourself, of course, always must be present. This is not a contradiction, but have to be in a corner, okay, apart, far away, but of course have to be present, otherwise you will lose totally the control. And this balance, so yourself that is at the corner, you that personifies a character, and if you follow Stanislavski method, you are allowed to feel emotion by the character. And if you are followed Diderot, no emotions. You have to be cold completely and to play the character. But this balance between, this element, this is key. In Arabic is el-muftah, etc. Chiave in italiano, la llave in spagnolo, la clé en français. Okay? The key that open the door. Okay? So is extremely difficult. And after you, as a performance, you act, unfortunately, to come back in yourself and in your life takes some while sometimes, okay? I have my experience, so after I acting, sometimes immediately I return myself, sometimes no. But the worst is before the performance, when you in your life, of course, psychologically, anyway, you prepare or you are already in a character that is in your life, and you are not on the stage, but you are in the life. So, unfortunately, also is need a balance, unfortunately, a lot of time means I was already in the character, in the life, because of course we make theater, so we play every day, okay? So, and the character influenced my life and myself. So, after that I explained to the people, sorry, I am an actor, I performing, and so this is not completely myself, but it's a character mixed with myself. Anyway, now, because the time is very limited, and so as I promised you, now I show you a page that is a part of the film that I'm shooting, I acting and directed to. And so I will put my voice over, okay? Then there is a video, so the time is really short. Are you ready? Okay. The others, they had forgotten me. And now, after the accident, everyone is looking for me, yes. And the news of the film is true, completely true. Where I appear, I appear as a regenerated Gloria Svanson, condemned to be forever Gloria Svanson. until death, as I was, as was. I scared. So, not only in life, in my life, but on the stage too. Another but not by time as the role of Norma Desmond, that glorious Fenton, personified in Sunset Boulevard. On the other hand, this accident, if used well, manipulated well, orchestrated well, can transform and retransform my life and give me back everything. The sublimation. Well, what am I saying? Shame! Instead of crying, am I happy? So, this was, of course, is not the television studio as we are, I am, is not appropriate venue to play, but just an idea. So, which method I used, means, for me, I just read. Maybe for you appear that I personify character, but means when I play really is much better, maybe, humbly. So, I use almost Stanislavski, okay? Stanislavski and Diderot, a very strange equilibrium balance, okay? So now I will show you immediately the video about that. I think it's the same scene, but I think it's the same scene. So you can got a lot of things between this combination, the reading, acting, and the real scene that now I will show you. Okay, just a second, and we will be ready to show you, and now we are ready. The accident, if used well, manipulated well, orchestrated well, can transform my life. So, you had the demonstration, okay? This was really acted by me. This was the same scene that I read. So this is cinema, is not theater, because are very different, of course, because in theater, fortunately, I played in big theaters, but also in small theater that are important to play. But anyway, in theater, as Greek theater, the ancient Greek theater, because theater, the most known theater, important theater, came more that almost more than 2000 years ago for sure, and more, maybe 2300 years ago in Greece, okay, the Greek tragedy, etc. So the gesture have to be enormous, you have to use a body in theater, not in television like I make now, okay, because it's a theatrical gesture, are not for television, because television is a screen, so you have to use the face, not your body, also your body, you know, you can't see my body, etc. So in cinema, of course, you have to use the face, almost the face, so it's completely, you have to express emotions by the face, also without words. So cinema also is extremely difficult, and the theater use the words, and so there is another technique in theater, very, very, very difficult too, because also you have the audience, the real audience in front of you, and but in cinema too is super difficult, because you have to be immersed in your concentration, and you must be conscious as an audience can watch at you. So this was, so I hope I made workshop for also for San Francisco State University, etc. And I hope if I will do some workshop here on BAVC, of course you will be informed. But this episode of Count Wardal TV Show, anyway, I think was useful for you. Of course, the technique of playing and is not concerning, especially of course, concerning theater and television and cinema, but of course concerning a lot of kind of works, politicians, people that work in the shops, you know, because you have to present yourself in some way, you have to act in some way, you have to use a gesture in some way, etc., etc. So will be useful for a lot of people, the way how to present yourself. Of course, theater and cinema is really a big work, so you have to take lessons, almost especially preferable by actors and actresses, directors, directresses, writer means playwright and screenwriter, etc., because this is an art that came from theater, was born in theater, okay, and extended later in cinema, etc. So thank you so much for your constant international attention, and you know that Count Wardal TV Show is every Monday at 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so you have to go to 29.sfc.tv, and what's your right? About your right, social issue, but also educational issue, is every Tuesday, you know, at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So thank you so much for your constant, delicious, extraordinary attention. A lot of love from Federico Wardal. Bye.